Hello, my fellow cartoon fanatics. Today we're going to talk about what's going on in the cartoon community, specifically a small post that was supposed to be sort of a observation and that's said and it blew up over exaggerated about 2.7 billion views, and something that even the person who commented never meant to poke the bear, in other words, because if you read the sort of tweet right in front of your face, this basically saying, look, I'm not sort of a prude about fan surveys or anything. It's just sort of a observation. Only two females had the same body type. And even that, some people do point out there are actually more than the two females. There are actually quite a few of them behind the scenes, but even that, the side characters, the people who basically are extras behind, they have different body types. And that's the thing, like, once again, this person never meant to poke the bear, it just blew up by accident. Even that, a lot of people saying, yeah, it's kind of true or not true, that saying it's sort of body shaming or saying body type, over sexualizing. Even that, people do point out this is sort of an over exaggeration because the body type of the two ladies are basically normal. It goes deeper than that. Even that, honestly, as a guy who's a fiercely individual, I have to say the two main leads of Game Over, they're fine. I mean, they're not over exaggerated or anything. It almost just depends on what type of story you're trying to tell, and that makes sense to have that specific body type, if that makes sense. But the reason why this person made the comment is because it is sort of a thing. Like, usually you watch other cartoons, the Pacific in the West, they, like, for example, Barbie, Bratz, or the spin-off show of G4 and My Little Pony, all of them have the same body type. But like, this is for a reason, like for two reasons. One, it's cheaper to make for toys, to sell dolls to little girls, that everybody is the same. And also, sometimes the creators who make these shows sort of forget they're actually writing a kid show, or forgetting that they're not focusing on the body types, they focus on the story. And this is two things sometimes sort of happen, or sometimes both, because sometimes they do figure out, okay, let me grow the female body a little different. There are multiple different sizes, we can use all of them in different ways of the story. And sometimes the toy company says, don't do that, give the same body so we can cheap production of the toys, so we don't need to spend that much. Because at the very end, selling toys, specifically dolls to girls, are a little expensive. Specifically the mold, they have to rechange the mold into the machinery, and the molds are a little expensive, too much expensive, that it kind of breaks sort of production. And this is why they try to maybe change it or maybe stay. It sort of depends, because not every Western show they do this. Some do change it up, like for example Master High, they do have similar, but yet you can debate different body types for ladies. Even that, I have to point out, they actually are similar problem with the guy sort of sections, because let's face it, every time you see sort of a action show specific for made for boys, they have a habit of having the same sort of body type. Not all the time. You could say it's happening more often in the female cartoons than the male cartoons. And that's sort of true. I think one of the big examples is sort of the Batman or Justice League Unlimited. All the males look like bricks. If you actually think about it, okay, if the Flash and Aquaman are athletes, they should not have that specific body type, because runners has more thinner kind of body kind of version of them, and also people who swim on the water have completely body type to a runner. And why they look like jacked, why they look like super made out of brick, that doesn't make sense. But once more, that's sort of nitpicks, but you keep thinking about it, yeah, it's sort of true. Even that, some people do point out, at least it's not like Japan, that over sexualize ladies for their own entertainment. Even that, the reason why they do that is because it's sort of based on comedy. In other words, not all of them, like some they do on purpose, others do it for comedy, others for other reasons, but yet they do have more diverse female bodies than Western. It's for a reason, is that the people who focus on selling anime, they focus on DVD sales and manga, because the main story to sell anime is manga. And how to sell manga, you have to write good, compelling characters. And this is why they don't need to worry about body sort of imagery or anything that they have more, you could say, better handled, if you want to say that. Some people probably say deny it. No, they don't. But it depends on your approach. Even that, some people do point out, if you're complaining of this specific sort of body shaming or over sexualizing, there is a fan who made quite literally a sort of sexualization of one of the characters that you can see is day and night compared to the main lead characters. Even that, some people point out of a new pilot that I did cover last time, Planetronica, two completely different female characters. But Planetronica, she is sort of not sexualized, but it is sort of give you sort of weird moments, like how she falls down or something awkward she does. It is, you could say, kind of sexualized on purpose because they sort of making fun of it, making her more normal than sexualized. It depends, you feel they nailed it or not nailed it. It depends on your sort of interpretation. Of course, before I continue on, my name is Rachel. I like to talk about animation, not just animation, reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, or sometimes, if you have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, you like how it's going, like to help my channel, or like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only thing you need to do. If not, that's fine. If you do, thank you. Because of you, I'm getting close to my main goal of 2,000 subscribers. And yes, I'm getting close every single day because of people like you. People who like, comment, and share. Thank you. Now let's continue on this conversation of they over sexualize or body shame or whatever you prefer of this sort of pain. Because let's face it, it's sort of like a conversation you have to be very carefully, because it's very triggering to a lot of people, because it's sort of kind of is true, kind of is not. It depends when to use it, not to use it. Even that this person who tweeted out this, I actually never meant to do anything, just sort of an observation, kind of blew up. Because let's face it, it's sort of hard to have this type of conversation while having disagreements. And unfortunately, this is one of the biggest disagreements on the cartoon community. Even that, I have to say, you can do fan service, nothing wrong with it, but you also need to kind of understand how to use it as properly, or understand how to use it story-wise. Because if you see the main character from Game Over, she's not over sexualizing all the clothes she wears or everything does. It sort of makes sense because there is sort of a very thin complaint that her design, her bathing suit design is a little sexualized. You have to say, not really. Like, if you go like the beach or maybe skateboarding or the park, you see some ladies do have sort of bikinis, specifically on the beach or hotels, but never over sexualized, just sort of normal. And this one feels very normal. Even that she's a cat lady who has fur, even remove her bikini, she still have lots of fur covering her. Once again, it's something that I don't understand or want to understand, because the very end it's not assaulting. At least I've seen a lot of women defending, yeah, she's pretty normal. Even the queer community is defending this character. No, they like this character, they like her personality, they like the clothes she wears, they like her personality, like etc. Like, I'm repeating my here, but I'm making a point. And this is the thing, it's just sort of accidental. Even that, I understand why. Like, let's face it, it's sort of hard to not trigger anyone talking about this sort of topic, but sometimes you can sexualize something that actually can work story-wise. Like, I think one of the examples I can think of top of my head, sort of Gindi, sort of Semi-Titan, that is one of the famous sort of, you might probably see it every time they sort of trend on Twitter, is that sort of clip of this sort of girl who's dancing kind of rudely to this main character to convince him to do her homework or help her to pass this grade. But the whole point of this sort of sexualized sort of scene is the fact she's not want to try. She want to use her body to pass on her classes, But the whole episode or series is about, no, you have to do your own work. Try, you can do it. I can believe you. And she trying to convince, no, do what I want. One good day for paradise with me. And at the very end, the MC wins and convince her, try and have a very good friendship now. And that's the whole point of this sort of sexualized sort of scene, because it actually does work. Of course, if you don't know that, you think it's just over sexualize a sort of teen girl, that, yeah, you can see why people are a little jittery. But once more, it has a sort of point. And this Game Over does have a point why both ladies, even that they're more female characters in the episode, is that they're in a beach. They have to use sort of game logic to go to certain places, and they use that game logic very well. Like, you watch the whole pilot, yeah, every little detail they do, it makes sense with the game logic sort of approach. Of course, they have to wear bathing suits, because when they wear sort of armor or any other clothes, they'll drag themselves in the water. It'd be more difficult to swim. Even though you could say, well, you can throw in logic and still make them wear full clothes. Yes, but once more, it's still game logic. It makes sense that they have sort of less clothes to go in the water. Story-wise, that makes more sense if you want to make this sort of more interesting. But at the very end, it sort of depends on you, how you best feel sort of the scenario, because at the very end, this is never meant to blow up or talk about sexuality. It's just sort of something that everybody just very unnerving when they have to talk about it, even though it's sort of a passing glance or passing sort of observation. Very end, it's basically nothing really should become controversy. It just sort of happened that way. But I don't know you, how you felt about this. Do you think this sort of controversy was deserving, not deserving, or is one of those, I think the internet should pick a fight more wisely? Tell me down below, let me know. I got nothing else to say, just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.